We are going
This leg up here.
to the man.
Impressive.
By the way, I'm nominating. I don't think he wants the gig, but I'm nominating him to at least be considered for the next Bears head coach, our professor, Lance Briggs.
Yes, the professor is back. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Put no B plus. There's no way.
B plus.
That is the lowest grade I've given this year. Well, professor's got a hell of a job. I can tell you that right now. He's not taking on any coaching jobs, but he is handing out grades. Offense, B. I gave a B to the offense. They put up almost 400 yards. You know, a lot of it was in passing, but you know, based off of the way that the Vikings defense, the way that they play their scheme, you know, getting the ball out quick and to the edges was important, and they found a lot of success. So it didn't reflect as well in their rushes, which were 70 yards, but it did reflect in the passes. I saw Caleb progress.
Yep.
Saw him progress.
Yep.
He didn't make all. He still there's things he still got to get better. He still got to get better at. You know, there were still some accuracy things. A lot of his receivers drop balls. You know, Keenan drops at least 2 a week.
That is getting weird, man.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, man.
And they're very catchable. There was I know one in particular was a first down if he catches it. You know, but either way, they're drive sustaining opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, the third down, you know, they were a little bit less than 50% on third down. They were good on fourth. But you know, like I said, output wise, I was happy. I think we all were.
No, I feel that. I thought it was a good game plan. I thought Coach Brown came in with a good plan for how they were going to not only hold up against the Vikings defense, but attack them, right? Yeah. Like they put themselves in vulnerable situations by some of the things that they do. Now, they do those things well, but if you can catch them, you can be productive. And I thought they did a few of those things very, very well on Sunday. He did have one curious call to me that I didn't like it at all. I can't remember if it was third or fourth down. He threw the screen to Keenan.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we –
That was a backwards play.
What's that? What's that, Coach? I didn't like that one.
You're gonna have that. That's gonna happen, though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's gonna happen
for sure. That was like one of the only ones I didn't like. I thought, like you said, we continue to see the development of Caleb, which is most important thing. He played a really good game. We talked about some of the sacks that he took. Can't continue to do that. He's been doing it all year. He's got to get that fixed. Coach has got to get it fixed with him. But I thought they did a really, really good job, like you said, using some of those screens and quick throws as an extension of the run game versus the pressure package that you need to do some of those things. So I thought, you say B?
I said B.
Yeah, no, I'm rocking with that. I'm rocking with that. 27 points.
I never mess with the professor. No? I'll never quibble with your grades.
Well, I can tell you right now that if Alex Brown were here, he would agree with me 100%.
Oh,
no doubt.
Oh, there's no doubt.
No doubt.
But let me ask you this, though. If you had to grade the offense's first half and then grade the offense's second half, how would you give each of those grades?
Ooh.
Those are 2 very different grades in my mind.
Yeah. Even separating OT.
Yeah.
Let's just say second half. You know, second half to me was we're in the A minus range, you know, and in the first half it's a D minus range, which averaged out to about a B.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. They scored first, which is first time we've done that
right
all year. Only the second touchdown in the first quarter. I like it, Professor. B for the offense.
Not surprising. F for defense.
Woof. All the way to the
yeah. I mean, give it way too many points, way too many yards. You couldn't stop the run again, you know, which is very disappointing. They were in two tight end sets, and they were able to run the ball outside the box, which to me, you know, means that we're not getting our linebackers downhill fast enough to set edges, or our safeties down fast enough to set edges. That's a little bit disappointing to me. If anything, in this system, a single gap system, we should be able to plug everybody in each gap and stop the run at the very least.
Would you be blitzing more, Professor?
Yeah, well,
especially late. They kept on sending 4 and.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to if you can't get there in 4. But that's something that you'll recognize. A lot of times you'll recognize that in the preseason, because preseason is when it's most vanilla. So that's when you're gonna find out, can we rush?
Can we get home with
4? We get home with 4?
Right.
You know, and if you don't see that there, you're like, okay, we're gonna have to be more creative with how we create pressure. All right, we're going to have to send 5. We're going to have to disguise 5. We're going to have to send 6. We're going to have to disguise 6, and just to make sure that the ball comes out on time. If the ball's not coming out on time, and you guys, we've all been here, we've seen it, the defensive backfield takes a huge hit.
Yep.
All right, we can't be opportunities. We can't jump routes, so we have to find a way to get the ball out on time. It's all about timing with defense.
I think they did a good job early in the season. They kind of disguising and bringing some of those pressure packages. And they brought them at good times. They brought them from good places. Whether it was Kyler, Jaquan, TJ, they were able to time those things up really well and affect the quarterback. Lately, that hasn't been the case, and you also haven't been getting home before. It was good to see Montez get back there in overtime. He tried to punch that thing out, too.
He sure did.
Even after he hit the ground, he was so frustrated, he punched it again.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Professor. What are you seeing with Montez right now?
I think he's been hampered by injury.
Okay.
I think he's been hampered by injury. The Montez that we saw early on in the year and in last year when he was traded, that's a much healthier version of him.
Okay.
And there's situations where it's like, okay, we're going to get a 73% version of him, but the 73% version is still better than the next guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's been banged up too. And good on him for going out there and gutting it through, but now you just got to deal with the fact that everybody's like, you're not producing at the same level, but that comes with it. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
they're still double teaming him. I mean, he's a lot of plays yesterday. He's got to get through one guy, gets through that, he gets chipped there, and then he's got to go through another. I mean, it's a tall task.
Yeah. Missing Billings, missing
huge,
Billings.
Man.
That's huge for that interior push.
They getting gashed too in the run game. It's not like y'all just constantly. I mean, you don't want to constantly give up 4s and 5s and 6s either. That's a problem too. But you're giving up 40s and 30s and 20s. It's like,
6 of them yesterday, the most all year.
And I'm to the second level.
And I'm seeing them get to the second level fast. If those offensive linemen are getting to the second level fast, the D linemen should be making plays in the backfield. But you have to be able to. I mean, you do this drill every day where you get double. As soon as the double comes off, you have to fight to get to maintain your gap and to get to the ball. Some of these guys will just maintain their gap. Well, I was in my gap, but the ball is 3 feet from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You've got to sell out to get to the doggone ball. It's not. You can't just be in your gap now. Be a playmaker.
Starting to see guys try to do too much too. I saw Montez on one of those big runs, knife inside, and did not set the edge at all, and they came right around the edge.
I would just like to see a little bit more creativity because you got nothing to lose at this point. I mean, you're not getting pressure up front. DeMarcus Walker had a pretty good game yesterday. I thought.
I saw a stat last week that he's been the most double team pass rusher in the National Football League.
That's a problem because that just shows that you do not have enough talent.
That's correct. But I think he's had himself a pretty good season and good on him. Shout out to Jonathan Owens too, man. The depth of this secondary continues to show up. It continues. I mean, they've gone 3 deep at nickel all the way to Reddy Stewart. Now they've gone 3 deep at strong safety to Jonathan Owens after Eli took over for Jaquan, and he continued to produce. Had him a takeaway, nice takeaway. Took that ball right out of Aaron Jones' hands on the goal line, and then he had to pick to get called back on him later.
You just do got to wrap though. You're gonna leave your feet. Yeah. You got to wrap. Okay, you got to wrap. But even more important than
Come
that,
through the shoulder on the sideline.
Yeah. Even more important than that, my guy TJ, run to the ball. Okay, do not assume that because Jonathan Owens is jumping and it looks like he's going to take down Jordan Addison, that the tackle is made. No whistle was blown. No whistle was blown.
TJ did slow up.
He slowed up. He slowed up and he was throttling down. If you're running to the ball, he breaks that tackle. He goes down right there.
Yeah,
changes the game.
Truth.
What else we got?
Oh, sorry, brothers. We got special teams. You guys know this. This was going to be the lowest grade of the week. F-. All right, F-. We had a muffed punt and another. Somehow they realized, everybody knows we have a low trajectory kicker, blocked kick.
And a leaky interior.
Leaky. Lord.
So I got to tell you, Professor.
Talk to me, Goose.
Yesterday at the tailgate, we had some amazing people showing up.
Okay.
Missed you, Herb, but you've come. So
was Sunnyside over there?
Sunnyside was over there.
Okay, there we go. I knew they were there.
They were there. But so my guy Thomas, who became a diehard last Friday, and his buddy Greg brought their sons Devin and William. And Thomas is a professor down in St. Louis.
Okay.
And he wanted me to tell you, Professor, that there are no D- and there's no F-, but there is an FQ that you could use as a new grade. And the FQ means you failed because you didn't show up. And that is something that you could our guy.
Where is he a professor in?
He's a college professor down in St. Louis. I forget which college.
In St. Louis. Okay. Well, okay. Well, St. Louis, Missouri is a little bit different state. We handle things a little bit different in Illinois. Okay, it's the land of Lincoln, baby. Okay. FQ. Okay.
Who are you suggesting didn't show up there, Carl?
Well, I could make an argument. You could put on the coaching staff. We give him an FQ, not necessarily. But see, that's not fair to Thomas Brown. But you can at times we could the Flus. He certainly didn't show up in Washington when you needed him there at the end of the game. That could be an FQ.
The special teams thing has gotten really bad. The block kick, the muffed punt.
Yeah.
But they've also gotten very leaky in kick coverage too. Right? They've gave up 23-yard returns, 24-yard returns, 18-yard returns, and we start to look at Torrey Taylor's net average, but it's like, I kicked it 55 yards. Y'all let him return it 18 back. You know what I mean? It's not my fault we got 37 on that.
Right.
It's, the coverage, which is usually good, has not been. I know that Jalen Jones is on IR, and he's usually in tandem with Josh Blackwell to get down there. I think they're two very good gunners. I think you're missing him. And I just think that when you look at the special teams and some of the things that's been going on, I think people kind of overlook the fact, and I'm not making excuses this next man up, but people overlook the fact that when you start to have so many injuries pile up on you, especially in the secondary and on the offensive line, the special teams is going to get hit because those backup DBs are special teams core players.
Yep.
And now you got those dudes starting and filling in, and now you got some other dudes that are on these kick covers, right. And you start to see some of those leaks, and I think that's just that's not absolving Coach Hightower or any of those guys. You got to get the job done. And then Braxton Jones, my God, on that block kick, what were you doing? You let that man take 3 steps into your chest and then elevate. They took him right out. They put Darnell Wright in. Darnell Wright came in on the next kick. He anchored up, had 2 of them dudes, and did not let Jerry Tillery, the one who blocked the first kick, didn't even let him get off the ground. No, you stay on the ground, sir.
Can't be that hard.
Can't be, bro.
Well, the play in OT, though, Tarvarius Moore getting down there.
Yeah, nice.
That was sweet.
Very nice.
An incredible punt by the 4th-round pick, Torrey Taylor.
Yes.
And then Moore got down there. He lost a yard on that kick. That was
almost forced the fumble. It was close.
Yeah,
it's about effort.
Net 55-yard punt on that one.
It's about effort.
In OT.
DeAndre Carter, just struggled all day. I don't know if he wasn't seeing it or what, because he's letting balls hit the ground that doesn't need to. Come up and fair catch it and field it. Then on the one, I gave him a lot of credit. He showed a lot of courage. He came with full speed to catch one, right as the thing was coming. But I just think he was struggling to see it, because even on the one I gave him credit for, it was you just saw it late. And so you had to come charging at it. And then the other ones you let hit the ground and cost you some yards. You had some space on one that you fair caught. And then obviously you had the big one that muffed and turned into a touchdown. You can't – I don't know what his deal was yesterday. I just don't think he was seeing it well.
Off day. Hopefully, let's chalk it up as a half day. Let's hope so.
We will give him credit for the 55-yard kickoff return. That was bad.
That was nice. That was necessary too. He probably could have housed it too if he had took that last step was to his left instead of to his right.
Coaching.
Da-na-na-na.
This gets a D. Thomas Jones saves his grade. And I think we can all agree that the progression of the offense, putting up 27 points, is worth not giving a straight up F. Thomas Jones, congratulations, you saved this one.
100%. It's like when your teacher going off on everybody in the class, only person that did their homework was Lance. And it's sitting there I did math. That's it. That's it. Everybody else failed. There ain't a whole lot to talk about. We've talked about all the problems, man, that happened with the defense, the offense, and the decision making, not the offense, but some of the decision making in those critical moments.
Yep.
And we certainly talked about special teams. So I think it'd be hard to give anybody else other than Coach Brown anything better than Fallon.
Yeah, and interesting week for Coach Brown here, going up to Detroit on a short week with I don't know. We keep on hearing just little rumors, little thoughts from just people that are around it, thinking that this if it goes south on Thursday.
That's what happened to Nagy. Remember that Thanksgiving game? There were reports coming out. He's going to get fired after the game.
Yeah.
It turned out not to be the case. Now, whether the report was true or not, I don't know, but that turned out not to be the case.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. If they go out there and lay an egg and get smoked like they certainly could, that's I would imagine it's a possibility. I'd still be surprised.
I mean, that was a bad Detroit team that they beat that day, 16-14. This is a very good Detroit team that they're 10.5-point underdogs in. That's
How long was Ted Phillips the president?
20-plus years.
20-plus years, right?
Yeah.
Which would be hard to say, okay, because in his time, nobody was fired during the season, right? And so the question would be, before the president that was before him, was there a coach that was fired before season? I mean, because it's going to transcend, even if it's, because we're saying we've had a bunch of GMs. The president is the one that changes this one a little bit, is what we're saying. Okay, the president changes it, but in all of the years that that the Bears, even before, maybe in the 80s, maybe in the 70s, whoever was the president at that time, I bet they didn't fire anybody. And whatever times changed, but I bet they didn't fire anybody before the season was over.
It's probably never happened.
We all silly like the mayor.